everyone. This is Talks with Kenny, and here we'll be discussing Brittney Griner's plead guilty to drug charges, and she could be facing up to 10 years in Russia. Now, I haven't been following the situation. All I remember was that Biden had put a travel ban to not go to Russia, and she was playing for a Russian overseas team, and she decided to travel over there because the WNBA, they don't make as much money in the States compared to when they go overseas, and that's due to just market demand. Like their games are not as popular as the NBA, so they don't generate enough revenue to pay them millions of dollars. So instead, it's a tendency of them to play overseas during the summer or during the off season, and that's where they make the bulk of their money. So she was playing for a Russian team, and apparently she brung drug. I guess it was weed or some type of vaping. I don't know what it was, but that substance is illegal in Russia. And because that substance is illegal in Russia, she got arrested. And she's like, "Oh, I didn't know. I wasn't aware." But like they say, your ignorance of the law doesn't protect you from the law. Like, you still have to abide by the laws and regulations of the country that you're residing in. So let's get into this. I already read the first part. The detained American basketball star Brittney Griner pleaded guilty to drug charges in court near Moscow on Thursday. Her lawyer said, "I'd like to plead guilty, Your Honor, but there was no intent." I don't know how this stuff works. But if you plead with no intent, you get a lighter sentence or something. Like, oh, I didn't know what I was doing. I plead guilty. I didn't know I was guilty of a crime I committed. "I didn't want to break the law," Ms. Griner said in English, which was then translated into Russian. Reuters reported. Mr. Griner has been detained in Russia since February 17, accused by the Russian authorities of having a vape cartridge with harsh oils in her luggage at an airport near Moscow. How can you say that she's been accused when she just said she pleaded guilty in the same sentence? Maybe I'm misunderstanding something. I don't know how to say that, so I'm going to say Alex Borkin. Her lawyer said cartridge appeared in Mrs. luggage because of carelessness. She pleaded guilty, stressing that she was carrying substance prohibited in Russia unintentionally because she was packing in a hurry, Ms. Brock said. If Griner is convicted, she could face up to 10 years in a Russian penal colony. So penal. If Mr. Griner is If Miss Griner is convicted, she could face up to 10 years in Russia's penal colony. Ms. Griner still faces formal convictions and sentencing proceedings, and her next date in court is scheduled to be July 14th. Considering the nature of her case, the insignificant amount of substance, and BG's personality, histories of positive contribution to global and Russian sports, the defense hoped that the plea will be considered by the court as a mitigating factor and there will be no severe sentence. Ms. Griner's legal team in Russia said in a statement on Thursday, her guilty plea comes hours after a top Russian diplomat lashed out at the Biden administration for trying to foment hype around her case. The Russian diplomat, Sergio Raku, the deputy foreign minister, said that the publicity around the case was not helping Ms. Griner, who American officials says is essentially a hostage taken by Vladimir Putin in run-up to the war in Ukraine. Ms. Walker, I don't know how to say it, sorry, indicates that Moscow will be prepared to negotiate her fate. But the only way for the court to reach a verdict on the drug charges that they were brought against her. "We have a long-established form of discussing these matters," Ms. Brock told reporters on Thursday in Moscow. According to the Interfax news agency, the American side's attempt to foment hype and make noise in the public environment are understandable, but they do not help to particularly resolve issues. So I don't know what the public hype was. Biden trying to say that the only reason Brittney Griner was getting prosecuted was because she's an American, and this was a way of getting back at America for intervening with the war. Is that what's going on here? Let me know. After her trial date began, Ms. Griner sent a handwritten letter to Mr. Biden asking him not to forget about her and other Americans detained overseas. Mr. Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris spoke on Wednesday with Ms. Griner's wife, Cheryl Griner, according to statements released by the White House. During the call, the statement said the president read a draft of a letter that he planned to send to Brittney Griner. He also said that his administration was pursuing every avenue to bring Brittney home. The first thought that came to my head was, what if this was Trump? Would it be taking this long for I mean, you saw what he did for ASAP Rocky. You saw what he did with Angelo Ball, and Angelo Ball actually got caught. Like he was caught on camera stealing, and Trump was able to bring him back home. So for this not to fall through, I don't know. And also, I saw reports of her wife constantly complaining that she couldn't get in touch with the Biden administration. So I don't know if this is just the New York Times just spinning a positive view on this, like, oh, Biden's trying everything he can to get her home, but she's been there since February, since the beginning, like literally, like the same month the war began. Brittney was there. Crazy. During the call, statements said, oh yeah, I read that already. Speaking outside the courtroom on Thursday, Elizabeth Rowe, the charge d'affaires at the U.S. Embassy in Moscow, said she had spoken to Ms. Griner and she had been able to read the president's letter. She said that she's eating well and she's able to read books, and under the circumstances, she's doing well. Ms. Rowe said, according to a video posted on Twitter by NPR correspondent, she added that I would like to emphasize the commitment of the U.S. government at the very highest level to bring home safely Ms. Griner and all U.S. citizens wrongfully detained. I don't know about the wrongfully detained part. Like, if you don't want to do the crime, if you don't want to pay the time, don't do the crime. Like, I'm pretty sure that's not her first time playing in Russia. Like, she should have known this substance was like illegal. Probably they never checked her. She's got used to going through with. I don't know. She said it was due to carelessness. So, end of the day, you still got to be held accountable. But Cheryl Griner has publicly expressed frustration with the Biden administration and efforts to secure her wife's release. In a statement to the New York Times on Wednesday, Cheryl Griner said she was grateful to Mr. Biden and Miss Harris for the time they spent with me and for the commitment they expressed to getting BG home. The United States government has classified Brittney Griner as a wrongfully detained and is working to secure her release regardless of the outcome of the trial. While Kremlin claims it has no involvement in Ms. Griner's case, Russian state media reports have indicated that Moscow may press the U.S. to free a Russian in American custody, like the convicted arms dealer Viktor Bolt, in exchange for her freedom. So they think that Brittney Griner will be worth getting back one of their officials. I'm not too sure with globalist stuff. I tend not to talk about this stuff, but I'm familiar enough with basketball to I believe speak on this. Well, with Brittney Griner though, she had the tendencies of like not respecting America, not respecting the American flag, trashing America, all this stuff. And now when she's in trouble, oh, I'm an American, please come save me. Like, this is one thing I noticed with leftists is they complain so much about America, but they never want to leave it. They want to reap the benefits of being an American, but then at the same time you want to trash it. It doesn't make sense. It's like being in someone's house and then you're picking out all their furniture choices. Like, oh, yeah, that's tacky. And then you're like, okay, then leave. If my furniture is that appalling to your eyes, then leave. But they never take up the opportunity to do that. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.